This is the Coin Show Podcast. The show about coins and coin collecting. And not just any show. This is the #1 coin collecting podcast. Going 10 years strong. Here's Matt Dinger and Mike Nodelman on the Coin Show Podcast.
Well.
It is episode 175 of the Coin Show Podcast.
That's a lot of episodes.
That's a lot of episodes, and since it's kind of a milestone, on this episode of the Coin Show Podcast, we have listener mail.
Okay.
Of your coolest things.
Amazing.
We have a special surprise or ambush, whichever way you want to call it, quiz. As well as talk of what's happened around the shop. But first, as always, the news.
Who is the news brought to us by, Mike?
The news is brought to us by mustaches. Every nose needs a doormat. Mustaches.
Yes!
Knew you'd like
Yes! I love that one.
that one. In case you've been under a rock this month, there's been not one, but two giant government fiascos. And we're not even talking about the federal election or anything even remotely political.
Friend, you are not kidding.
Yeah. So the United States Mint launched gold and silver Privy Mark proof eagles, which proved to be an absolute cluster.
Cluster party.
Yeah. And seemingly broke the U.S. Mint website.
Yes. A few
But
times.
then they teed it up again for a limited release end of World War II gold coin and silver medal with the exact same results.
Yes.
So this story has been all over the internet, and if you are unaware, you can find an absolute plethora of videos on YouTube that seemingly vent the collective anger of coin collectors everywhere.
I made one.
Well, here's the thing. In fact, Matt did a couple. I helped him on one. But if I might recommend one just for your viewing pleasure, if you enjoy our quizzes, our games, and just generally watching Matt get frustrated, then you need to go to our YouTube page and check it out. Dear US Part 3 is awesome. And the follow-up is not any less entertaining, but in a completely different way.
It was, that was just a stroke of, hey, I should probably turn my camera on if I'm going to sit here and do this. And it turned into a great video. So
video gold. It might be my favorite video of the, but then again, I'm kind of sadistic towards you. So
yeah, I know. Thanks, friend.
Well, hey, somebody's got to be.
Right.
It's like my one friend always said to me, don't be so hard on yourself, Matt. Leave that to me. So, there has been just a backlash of criticism coming from every corner of the internet on this story. I mean, people have just lost their minds, because they not only, broke their website, but they did it twice in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and did you read this message from David J. Ryder, the Mint director? Did you actually, read through it?
Well, yes. So, this did prompt an apology from Mint director David Ryder, and this statement released a day later, which is more of a general explanation of what they understand the problem to be. But no real plan or any apology for what happened.
Yeah.
So if you read through it, that's what you got from it. This is what disappoints me. They say in this statement that 390,000 users were trying to access the web during a single time frame.
Right.
Now, does this number surprise anybody for a product with a mintage of 7,500, pieces?
No, of course not. I mean,
is 400,000 users an obstacle that just can't be overcome?
I mean, no, because you got to look at websites like Facebook that have millions and millions and millions of users on at once. But I mean, obviously that's a corporate juggernaut, whereas this is just the US Mint website. So
you have an extreme case in Facebook, right? There's somebody who depends on that kind of bandwidth for their daily operation, whereas the Mint does not. And they're saying that it's it's not a one-off, but it's a rare, getting less rare occurrence where this happens, right?
For sure.
So here's the thing is, in these special circumstances, couldn't they maybe rent some server space or farm out some of the traffic?
I mean, they used to have one of the best things I thought they ever did was, for a while they had a digital waiting room so that they didn't overwhelm their website. And basically, they would do that. They would rent some server space or something to keep everybody in a queue, and only allow a certain amount of people to access the website at a time to buy the stuff. And that was perfect. It worked. The website didn't crash. People, waited in line just like everybody else. Just like anywhere else in the world, you wait in line for what you want, and if you get it, great. And if it's sold out by the time you get there, tough. But for some reason, that went away, and I have no idea why. It worked really well.
Right. And if you're going to create, these high profit items, you've got the Gold Eagle. The Privy Mark Gold Eagle was a high profit item.
Right, for sure.
Privy Mark Silver Eagle, high profit item.
Yeah.
There was both the gold half ounce coin and the silver half ounce metal.
Mm-hmm.
Both huge profit items.
Yep.
And now later in the news, you'll hear there's another one. So if they're doing these things, that are generating more profit, then I would think that it can't be a budget issue.
Well, no, it's
Okay. So, I mean, that's all I'm saying is that this needs to be just something that they attack in a different way. So, maybe I'm just thinking that if it's so obvious to me, and I'm nobody, I'm no brain surgeon or anything.
No,
it should be relatively obvious to them.
No rocket surgeon or brain scientist.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I digress.
So it's hard to say. I mean, it's really been strange. A lot of the people that have been coming in with them to sell to us are like we call them the sneaker kids. They're the kids that buy those sneakers online and flip them. They're just flippers. That's all they do. They don't know anything about this stuff.
I get 6 or 7 phone calls a day.
Mm-hmm.
Are you buying the Privy Mark Silver Eagles? And my answer to them is always, what are you looking for?
Yeah.
Now it's like retail. They're going about, what, $500 now?
They've been falling like a rock. I've seen them wholesale as low as...
They down at like $750.
Yeah.
And then they went down to $6, and I think they're down to about $5.
I saw wholesale at sub 400 today.
Yeah, I'm seeing sub 400 wholesale, which means that they're soon going to be selling retail at 4. So, everybody is like, nobody wants the coin.
Well, how many people have called you guys to buy them? Anybody? Right. Us too.
0.
Nobody's called us to buy them.
Not one.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. So if I'm getting 5 or 6 calls a day looking to sell them, and nobody calling looking to buy them, I'm not in the market. I'm not a buyer.
Simple supply and demand, my friend.
Yep. I just step aside and let the other boys take the beating.
That's right.
The United States Mint and the Royal Mint in United Kingdom launched a joint offering to commemorate the 400th anniversary of the voyage of the Mayflower.
Fancy.
Now, this set is very much like last year's Pride of Two Nations set, but unlike last year's set, this year's sets, that's right, plural, sets, feature a gold or a silver option. The gold option includes a 1/4 ounce, 25-pound Mayflower proof coin from UK and a 1/4 ounce, $10 gold Mayflower commemorative US. The silver option includes the 2-pound silver Mayflower and proof finish silver Mayflower medal from the US Mint. The silver medal will be sold separately in the US, but in a reverse proof finish. So it looks like this finish may be exclusive to this set.
Interesting.
Both sets are currently unavailable from the US Mint. As with the Pride of Two Nations set, the foreign release was a much smaller offering.
So I have a question. I have a thought that ran through my head. Do you think that the U.S. Mint is starting to trend more towards like what the Canadian Mint's doing, where they issue a lot more releases but less mintage?
I'm hoping that that's what they're doing, because it does seem like it's a strategic decision on their part to do more and more of this stuff.
Right.
However, there is still the typical ham-handedness of it. Like, for example, why was it that people bought the Pride of Two Nations set?
What, this one or the last one?
No, the Pride of Two Nations set. That was last year's set.
Wasn't it the only way that you could get the one finish of the eagle?
But yeah, that's it. It was a proof silver eagle.
Right.
So this year's set, okay, the gold issue, which, may or may not be, in your price range, has a $25 are a $10 gold, which is available in the commemorative, from the U.S. Mint that doesn't really sell all that well.
Right. Maybe they're
So
who
you got
knows?
that, and then the silver one doesn't give you even a silver commemorative. It gives you a medal.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about as far as ham-handedness. They're just not they're not doing it the right way. They hit, and you think they figured it out, and then all of a sudden they do something like this, where it's like, okay, well, that set with Canada all of a sudden hit. They tried doing what was it with Australia for the moon landing, and that one didn't do very well. All of a sudden, boom, this one from Canada hits. Why? What's the Silver Eagle? People really love that program.
Yeah, that's like
they didn't include gold or Silver Eagle with this.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens in the secondary market, but I did not buy any.
No, I think that there's a way smaller market for this.
Yeah, I agree.
The 2022 commemorative coin programs have passed the Senate.
Okay.
So coins will honor the National Purple Heart Hall of Honor and the Centennial of Negro League Baseball.
Okay.
So here, hold on a second. Let me get out my soapbox. The actual anniversary of the Negro Leagues is this year in 2020. So insert your own rhetoric there. There's lots of stuff to enjoy. The fact is that there have been a lot of commemorative programs vying for the 2 spots available per year, but it seems like the 102nd anniversary rings a little bit differently. It's kind of ironic that the Negro Leagues commemorative goes 2 years late, but the Mayflower coin went right on time.
Yeah, weird.
Just saying. So, speaking of not getting approved as a commemorative coin, the 2021 Morgan and Peace dollar legislation has still not been brought to a vote in the Senate.
Oh.
So, although they have all year to get it done, with the transition in government and the coronavirus being kind of like public enemy number one,
right,
it is possible that these coins might fall by the wayside.
Wouldn't that be just a shame? Something that everybody's looking forward to.
Huge disappointment.
What a shame.
I mean, I know people that are already planning their buys, their purchases.
Oh yeah,
we're talking about buying monster boxes of them
for sure.
I want a roll.
Yeah, I just want one. I don't need a roll.
Well, I want a roll. They're going to be cheap enough.
Maybe.
Do you remember the Nevada healthcare workers medal that was being struck on press number 1 at Carson City?
I do.
Okay, so the October 30th event raised $4,625 for COVID-19 relief fund.
Okay.
And the museum says that it will continue fundraising efforts through December 31st.
Well, that's cool. So that means they still have some available, right?
Yes. Every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., you can purchase a $9.99 silver blank in the museum store for $100 and then watch as the press strikes it into a Nevada healthcare workers round.
Huh, that's kind of cool.
Yes, I like that. I think that you have to go there to get it, though. They're not available through mail order at all.
That's kind of lame. I mean, I think they would raise a lot more money if they did it through
Me
mail
too,
order.
but you're also talking about a completely bigger apparatus. There's money that's got to be put up front. To,
I understand. I get it.
But I honestly think if you're doing it for relief fund, you could probably make it happen. I mean, there's some deep pockets out there that could make it happen
for sure.
Easily. Let's see. And here we go again. November 19th, the Mint released and sold out the 2020 W 1 ounce gold uncirculated coin. So you were asking if they're doing this more like the Royal Canadian Mint. It sure looks like it.
It feels like it for sure.
Yes. So now the sales of the past 3 years are as follows. 2017, 5,800 coins. Okay. 2018, 8,500 coins. 2019, 5,851 coins. So it's like, it looks like, there was a little bit of a pop in 2018, but for the most part, it's about a little under $6,000.
Sure.
So one thing I have to give David Ryder credit for is that he has discovered how to play on giving releases a sense of urgency through a really low mintage.
Don't we know a guy that does that on TV that we don't really like all that much? Oh, well that's right. He does that with common stuff. I'm sorry.
Right. He has influence on actually doing this stuff. So, we've praised the Royal Canadian Mint for years on making a bunch of stuff, but keeping the mintages low so it doesn't linger unsold.
Right.
Because that's where the problem lies, is in the stuff being, available a year and a half later on the Mint website.
Yes, for sure.
So this looks to be an extension of his stated mission to, quote, produce coins and metals that are desirable to our customers. So 5,000 uncirculated gold eagles did exactly that.
Huh. Well.
So that's well played, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
One that likely will not sell out is the 2020 Winter Wonderland U.S. Mint ornaments that were released yesterday.
Oh, yeah. I hate these things.
But 2 ornaments will be sold again this year, just in case you want to sit back and reminisce about the year that was 2020. Or just generally commemorate it so that it's never forgotten. Yeah, these are brutal. I mean, look, I understand that the Mint is trying to, no.
They should give these out for free if you order a certain amount of stuff. Period.
Yes.
Have you ever seen these in your hand? Like I've had several different ones from other years.
No.
They are really chintzy. I mean, like, they're really chintzy. And the coins in them are just like regular old business strike coins. They're really strange.
What does the article say they cost?
$27.95.
No. And it's got a nickel in it.
Don't buy them. Whatever you do.
Okay.
Don't buy them.
Yeah, so I mean, if for the people that are going to sit back and go, 2020.
Yeah. That was a heck of a year, wasn't it? Remember?
Yeah.
Remember not leaving your house for a month? That was fun.
Market was up. We were just making money hand over fist.
Yeah, remember all those people arguing about things all the time?
Yeah.
Great.
The tall grass prairie quarters have now been released. The quarters represent the state of Kansas and are the next to the last coin in the America the Beautiful quarter program. So only one coin remains in the series. The Tuskegee Airmen National Historic Site in what state, Matt?
Is it in Alabama? Tuskegee, Alabama.
Tuskegee, Alabama.
That's exactly right. See, I knew that one.
So I don't know why, but this is the kind of design that I anticipated for this series. I kind of like the butterfly. I think that the variety of designs offered on quarter dollars, during the past 22 years has possibly saved the hobby, whether you like the coins or not.
I mean, this one's kind of middle of the road for me. It's interesting and it's not interesting all at the same time. I mean, kids will like it, but I don't care about it.
Exactly. It's the most pedestrian of things. It's a circulated 2020 quarter dollar.
Yes.
But the design is something that you just said it might appeal to kids. Yeah. Might appeal to somebody who is a fringe collector or doesn't really collect coins from that standpoint.
Or somebody that really, really has a thing for wheat.
Yes. Well, that's, Kansans in general, right?
Yeah.
They love their wheat.
That's right.
And finally, maybe the most encouraging story of our newscast. The Pennsylvania Association of Numismatists successfully held a show last month from October 29th through 31st.
I heard about this show. I had some friends that were out there.
The board created a protocol, hired nursing staff to take temperatures and general health info before allowing attendees access, color-coded stickers each day to show that each person had been screened that day, and distancing of booths and dealers inside the show. So over 1,000 people attended the show that weekend. Now, this may not be, a green light to hold the ANA or the Whitman Baltimore Expo, but it shows that we could do this on a small scale if everyone cooperates.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it seems like if there's a plan in place that's fairly simple and everybody can kind of adhere to it without too much trouble, then I think that it's good to go. But the problem is, I think some of this stuff might get overly complicated and make it. Have you ever been in a room full of coin dealers? A lot of them are grumpy.
Well, I mean, that's not a good thing. That's on the day when they've made money.
Right.
So, it's with all the obstacles that we faced this year and all the animosity, for lack of a better term, because
Sure.
there's been a bit of it, and the just general discord. It's really encouraging to see that people can still cooperate and do something that has seemed to be largely impossible all year.
Yep. I agree.
So that was the news, and it was sponsored this week by Mustaches. Every nose needs a doormat. Mustaches.
You're listening to the Coin Show Podcast with Matt Dinger and Mike Nodelman.
So this is the 175th episode of the Coin Show.
Yeah, what about it?
The Coin Show was born in May of 2010.
Okay.
So we're talking about 10 and a half years.
10 and a half years, yeah.
Produced 175 episodes.
Not real great numbers.
Well, you know what? It took us a little while to find our stride.
That's right.
We'll just do that way.
Sure.
No, so there's a lot that goes on, a lot from the early days that may have slipped your mind.
Oh,
You never know.
I'm Carlton.
Yeah, that's right. So one of our staff helped prepare a quiz.
I have this.
Because the two people that should probably know the most about this show would be the people that created it
Certainly.
and did all the work and did all the research and all that stuff. Well, most of it.
I have a feeling this is going to be embarrassing.
I don't know. I mean, look, what we did is so that my answers did not influence yours. Matt has not seen the quiz to this point.
I have seen the opening page of it because I had to put it in the show.
Well, that's just an intro page. There's nothing there.
Yes, right.
And so I was administered the exam by the staff member that created it.
Off the air, mind you, not live in front of everybody. Just saying.
Well, I mean, it's not as much fun to listen to me do it.
Get you, Barry.
Anyways, so now it's your turn, and I will tell you that I got 17 out of 20 right.
And he says he's going to beat me. All right, I'm going to pull it up on the screen here.
Yeah. So you know what you got to look. It's 17 out of 20 is what, 75%.
Yeah, look how young we look in those pictures.
Oh my God, it's like really seriously that pup.
Look how bald I look.
Pup.
Wow.
You have no goatee either.
I have no facial hair. I look like a baby.
You do.
But those were the first pictures we did we had for the promo of the show when we first started. We were like, man, we need to get some pictures on the website, and those were the two pictures we put up on the website. So
those are the ones that we took.
All right, I'm gonna scroll down slowly. The Coin Show quiz. Question. Do you want to read them, or you want me to just do it?
Well, hold on a second. I got to pull it up.
Okay.
So here we go. All right. Question number 1.
Yes.
What episode did What Walked In debut? Within 3 episodes.
It was not right off the bat. It was also fairly early, though, and we're on 175, and it's been a long time. I'm gonna say 24. Episode 24 would be my guess.
All right, so you get a point because you're within 3 episodes. It was episode 26.
26. Okay.
26.
Okay.
So it was literally the first episode when we went to 2 men.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So I got a point on the first one. I don't feel so bad.
What was the first thing that walked in? This is a bonus point.
Oh, I have no idea.
I didn't get it.
I have no idea.
A complete set of classic gold commemoratives walked into your show.
Oh, I do remember that. I remember that set, but I don't remember the. The coins or that it was the first thing that walked in.
All right. Question 2. In August 2015, episode 105, We interviewed Ken Brissett,
Yep.
who is the author of the Guidebook to United States Coins, aka the Red Book. Ken stated that he does not collect U.S. coinage.
Oh, man.
So what does he collect?
Oh, I don't remember. I'm going to say Swedish plate money.
The answer is Chinese coins and ancient Greek coins.
Okay.
Ken stated that he doesn't collect U.S. coinage as it's a conflict of interest to collect something that he provides pricing for.
Yeah.
A point for getting either answer. Just to help you, I didn't get it either.
I took a flyer on that one. I couldn't remember.
Question 3. What were the first 3 words spoken on the very first episode of the Coin Show, and who spoke them?
I think it was it you, and are we recording, or are we recording? Was that right?
Mike asked, are you recording?
Ah, yeah. See, there you go.
Point for that. Question 4. Who was the first African American to be depicted on an American coin?
Would that be Booker T. Washington?
That is correct.
Okay. I thought this was
Fun
about
fact, Booker T. Washington was also the first African American on a U.S. postage stamp, the 1940 10-cent stamp.
I thought this was about the show. How's that about the show, Barry?
I believe we covered that.
Well, yeah, of course we covered it, but I thought this was about the show history.
Sometimes.
Ugh.
The food joke set depicts a sun over a sundial and the motto, mind your business. But what 3 words encircled by United States are on the reverse?
What 3 words
encircled by United States are on the reverse?
Oh, okay. So I can. The mind your business is on the sundial, and on the back there's the change, and it says. I don't know. I don't remember.
What 3 words encircled by United States are on the reverse?
I don't remember. I know that's bad because I have like 4 of these things right now.
We are one.
We are one,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Which is encircled by a chain with 13 links representing each of the original colonies. It's amazing that they still went on to make the chain set from this, and people complained about that, thinking it was kind of, showing how they were enslaved to each other more than anything else. In the early U.S., that was more true than anything else.
Oh, man.
Okay, question 6. Who in 1840 was appointed as the 3rd chief engraver of the United States? He went on to design the obverse of the Seated Liberty coinage, as well as a number of well-loved pattern coins.
Was that Gobrecht?
Ding, ding, ding. That is correct. Christian Gobrecht's Judge 52 2-cent Billin pattern coin was his first.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yes, there's a picture of that. That's nice. Question 7. What was the largest note ever produced by the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, and who was depicted on it?
It was $100,000, and it has Woodrow Wilson on it?
Correct.
Bam.
See, this isn't anywhere near as bad as you thought.
No, but I'm just waiting. This is only question 7.
It was printed from December 18th, 1934 through January 9th, 1935. It was used only for transactions between Federal Reserve banks and did not circulate among the general public.
Cool. I love seeing the sheet of those that they put on display at the big coin shows.
To be honest with you, I really still want to know how Barry came up with some of these questions. I'm with you on it. Question 8. What is the world's oldest currency still in use today?
The world's oldest currency still in use today. Wow.
Correct.
The Greek drachma. British pound. That's okay.
Yeah, so it's the British pound. Let's see. Pound sterling literally being worth the same as a pound of sterling silver. When 240 silver pennies weighed 1 pound in weight. The pound has been in use for 1,200 years.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, so coin is a silver penny depicting Offa, the king of Mercia, from 757 to 796 AD.
Wow, that's cool.
Question 9. What year did the U.S. Mint create 3 new coins with different designs for the first time?
For the First time 3 new coins with different designs. I'm going to say 1916.
Correct.
Bam.
I actually got that one wrong. I was so ashamed of myself.
Oh, really?
I said 1976.
Yeah, but that might be.
I also got Gobrecht wrong.
That's reverses, though. Yours.
I also got Gobrecht wrong.
Oh, well.
So the rest should be pretty easy.
We'll see.
We'll,
You're better at these things than I am, friend.
we'll see.
All right, next question. Let's see what we got.
Okay, question 10. Which 2 coins were specifically created by the U.S. Mint for international commerce?
Which 2 coins were specifically created by the U.S. Mint for international commerce? So one will be the trade dollar. And the second's a little harder. I'm not sure what the second one would be. I'm probably going to kick myself when I hear it, but I know that they use like Sacagawea dollars in other countries, but that's not specifically what it was made for. Yeah, I don't know the second one. I know trade dollar was number 1, though.
And you get the same half point that I got because the $4 gold Stella was created for commerce, but it was never made.
Yeah, that's kind of reaching there, friend.
Yeah. So, see, I can throw them under the bus, too. Question 11. There are 10 classic commemorative U.S. half dollars that feature the image of an eagle. Name at least 7.
Holy crap.
Yep, here's your classic commems, dude. Go for it.
Okay, so let's see. I believe Connecticut is one.
That is one.
I believe that feature an image of an eagle, so it may not be all over the place. Wow, this is going to be hard. I believe Iowa has one.
That is correct.
Man, I'm going to sit here for an hour and try to think of these. I don't know if we got that much time.
I got 2, and the 2 I got were not the 2 that you got.
Well, let me see if I can think of one more at least to beat you there.
That's what I was hoping for.
The Colombian doesn't have an eagle. Isabella doesn't have an eagle. Lafayette doesn't have an eagle. I don't know. I'm just gonna tie you. How's that?
Pick a state.
What's that?
Go with my strategy and pick a state. That's all I did.
No, I'll just tie with you because that's a hard one.
Give me a guess like I got.
How about the California?
Okay. So we'll take the tie on it. The 6 coins are the Alabama Centennial, the Arkansas Centennial, the Arkansas Robinson, Bridgeport, Connecticut Centennial.
Oh, forgot the pan pack. Gosh darn it.
The Illinois Centennial, the Iowa Centennial, the Pan Pack, the Stone Mountain, and the Texas Centennial.
Man, that was a good question.
I like that one a lot.
That shows you how much my brain's not working today.
Question 12. The Coinage Act of 1792 established a national mint located in Philadelphia, and Congress chose decimal coinage in parts of 100. What were the resulting metals and denominations that they agreed to be minted?
In 1792?
Correct.
Well, they had the half diem, which they made.
Well, when they designed the decimal coinage, what were the metals and the denominations that they decided upon?
Decided upon. Oh, geez. I would say silver and copper, a cent, half cent, and I don't know. Half diem, maybe? That would be my guess. Oh, I got...
Any other coins that you think they might?
No, I already looked. I already scrolled down. Sorry.
Silver, copper, and gold. You had the copper,
Yeah.
the half diem, the diem, $quarter, half dollar, and then quarter eagle, half eagle, and eagle. So the $20 gold piece was nowhere to be found for quite a while.
Yeah. I mean, I was just thinking of the very, very, very beginning, first early American coins.
Yeah, well, this is the 1792, so this is the one that establishes the mint as we know it.
Right.
So that was the thing with this. And so the only thing that I had thought was in there was a mill.
Oh, like a...
But that wasn't in the Mint Act of 1792.
Yeah.
Question 13. What is the longest lived obsolete circulated coin in U.S. history?
So what is the longest lived coin that we don't use anymore? Is that the question?
Yeah. Longest lived obsolete circulated coin. So it started first.
I would say the half cent.
Obsolete for the longest.
I would say the half cent.
You know, I think that might be a better answer than what Barry gave us, which was the eagle.
No, I mean it circulated
1933, but the half cent was 1857. So it has been obsolete longer.
Yeah, I mean I think his answer is right. The way I read it.
Before they made eagles. So I say, no, throw his answer out. Yours is correct.
No. It's what is the longest lived?
One answer getting corrected.
No. It's not down. No, his answer is correct because it says what is the longest lived obsolete circulating coin in history. So that's the what is the coin that we don't use anymore?
The longest life.
Right.
Okay.
What is the coin that we don't use anymore that was around for the longest amount of time? Was the question.
Okay. And that is the eagle.
The eagles. Yep. I agree.
But it's still. Oh, okay. He said circulated coin. That's what saves them from that because they still make commemorative eagles.
Yes, they sure
$5
do.
gold.
Right.
Question 14. Which denomination represents approximately 80% of U.S. paper currency in existence today?
Which denomination represents?
So which denomination represents approximately 80% of U.S. paper currency in existence today? And your hint, it's not the $1 bill.
I'm going to say the $100 bill.
Weird, right?
Yep.
I mean, we rarely see $100 bills, not to mention most stores have signs that they don't even accept them.
Yep, but
most $100 bills are held outside of the United States, and many are not used for legitimate purposes.
That's exactly right. I knew that one.
Yeah.
All right, that was a good question.
Question 15. Who was the first living person in 44 BCE to have their likeness portrayed on a coin?
44 BCE to have their likeness portrayed on a coin. Well, 44 BCE was the time of Augustus, I believe. So I'm going to say Augustus. Is it Caesar? Yeah.
It was Caesar because Caesar got the rest of the Senate mad by putting his likeness on the coin, and that's when the Senate overthrew him, murdered him. You had the Eidmar, which then had Brutus on it, and then came Augustus.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I wonder if Aaron Burke has actually rubbed off on me just the slightest.
Just a pinch. Well, Barry said a trap.
Maybe he threw me a softball. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, I remember that actually from the Shakespearean play.
Well, there you go. Question 16.
44 BC. Okay, sorry, I'll drop it. Yeah, name this coin.
That coin. Oh, hey.
Fantastic.
That is. Oh my goodness gracious! Sorry, guys. Turn those off. That looks like a $10 Indian. Is it?
It's a Pan Pac 50 octagonal.
Oh, that's the head. Okay, yeah. Also, a coin you never see.
Yes, true. Name this coin.
God, that is a Panama Balboa. No, it's not. It's not. It's a Huguenot. It's a Huguenot commemorative.
It's not a Huguenot. It's a Roanoke Island.
Oh, Roanoke. Yep, you're right. God, I knew it was.
Too. I said the same thing.
You said the Balboa or the Huguenot?
The Huguenot.
Yeah.
I said the Huguenot. I got it wrong. 18. Name that coin.
That's the half team. We've seen those already.
Yeah, we've had that one in our hand.
Yes.
1792 half team.
Yep.
Okay. Question 19. Name this coin.
What is that? I'm going to say that is a Massachusetts copper. Nope, pine tree.
Pine tree shilling, and it looks like a moose hiding behind a stick.
Yeah, it really does. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking of Massachusetts because they had the Indian on the front that's kind of poking his spear down into the, or his bow down into the ground. But
yeah, no, that looks to me like a moose standing behind a stick.
It really does. That's some creative editing. 20. That's the trade dollar.
That is a trade dollar.
That is a trade dollar.
So there's a bonus question.
Okay.
In episode 66, in 2013, the Coin Show interviewed Q. David Bowers at the World's Fair of Money. What was the primary advice that Mr. Bowers gave to coin collectors?
Was it by the book?
Buy numismatic books.
There you go. Cool.
So how'd you do?
I don't know. I didn't keep track. I don't keep track of these things.
Me neither. It was fun, though.
It was fun. That was
See,
cool.
that's the way you do it. You just kind of let them go, and whatever happens, happens.
That was fun. I enjoyed that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't quite enjoy that as much as the video, but I didn't write the quiz this time.
It's
so
been a long day. It's been a long day.
And now you have to deal with me. So there's that.
Well, let me hit a bump here, and we'll do something else.
You're listening to the Coin Show Podcast with Matt Dinger and Mike Nodelman.
So I figured that we could answer some listener questions.
Yeah, heck yeah.
You know? So I'm going to see Mike at coinshowradio.com.
I'll scroll through the live chat here that we have going on and see what I see. A couple already. So while you're logging in, I'll start rattling them off here.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, here's a cool one from Cleveland Coin Expo. If we could flip a switch and automatically turn on something for numismatics in general, what would that something be? A new publication? A new national show, auction, reinstate the Carson City Mint? What would that be? I'll let you answer that question.
I'd like to see. Oh, you're going to throw it at me first?
Oh, for sure. I'm not even going to answer it. That's all you, buddy.
Okay, so if I could just automatically flip a switch and turn on something that would benefit numismatics in general, I think it would be I would do something that sparked very wide interest in current U.S. coinage. So it's an abstract idea, but there would be something that would be captivating on a grand scale, something that would be very much in the public eye, like when in the early 60s they took the silver out of the coinage. Pretty much everybody knew that was happening, so everybody was hoarding coins.
Right.
So that kind of mainstream, large scale, I'd like to see that.
I think they're kind of trying to kindle that themselves by putting out the W quarters and putting that stuff into circulation. So
yeah, no, I agree. I think that they're doing some things that are really good and doing some things that are going to build the hobby and are going to be beneficial.
Yeah.
Long term. We have an email from Chris Rice.
Okay.
And Mike and Matt, big fan of the show. I've listened to most, if not all, of the previous episodes. I consider you both excellent mentors, and it's been a fun journey learning from you too.
Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you. I know that you focus mainly on U.S. coinage, but my true interest is in ancient coins. I bought the book 100 Greatest Ancient Coins by Harlan J. Burke after Mike's great review. Do you have other book recommendations for a beginner? How should ancient coins be stored so I can conserve them and enjoy them easily? Any suggestions for a newbie would be greatly appreciated.
Well, I mean, being that you work for a world-renowned ancient coin sales company, I'd say that you're probably better.
But yeah, my advice is, are there any other book recommendations for a beginner? I would think that pretty much anything on ancient Greek, Roman, and Byzantine history is going to teach you what you need to know for these coins, because it really is all about the armies and how they traveled. It's about, a lot of people don't realize that the coin that was manufactured was made to pay the armies. It wasn't really there for coin of the realm. The moneyers actually traveled with the armies and made the money in the places where they were, in the places they were conquering. And so to learn the history of that might aim you towards a specific era that really piques your interest, or something like that. Think outside the box. The other thing about ancient coins that I happen to like a lot is you don't have to be afraid to handle them.
Right. They've been through a lot worse than you could do to them with your fingers. They've been
Exactly.
buried in the ground. And just to add on to that, there are a couple of good websites that I find myself using relatively often. One is wildwinds.com. I use that for attribution. And then I also find myself using a website called acsearch.com. Now, I do pay for that one, so it's a little bit more difficult. But I use that one primarily for helping price stuff, just because it simply, kind of takes everything and takes all the auctions that happen throughout the world and kind of puts it in one place where you can search through the sales records and see what stuff brought. So that's why I use that. But Wild Winds is pretty good as far as helping you read maybe like harder to read inscriptions, figuring out if you're trying to identify a coin. So I find myself using those when I'm doing ancients. Let's see. Has the coolest thing happened yet? No, not yet. It's coming.
No.
Hang out. Question for Mike. What is the one coin you would love to own?
I think you know this, Matt.
I'm going to let you tell him.
But if I could only own one coin, it would be the Rittenhouse half team.
Yep. That's a
Period.
cool coin.
It's the very first. That's the one to own.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I've had it in my hand. It's a really cool coin. Look, when you go to work for a coin dealer, especially a big coin dealer, you kind of have to put collecting aside, because I see a lot of stuff that it's out of my league. It's out of my ballpark, so I get to play with it a lot at work and I get to deal with it there. So when I go home, I'm not like Matt yet to where it's like, I really don't want to go home and deal with coins. I still go home and look at my collection and, do stuff like that. I still actually collect, but what I'm collecting is really kind of shifted, to stuff that I don't see all the time and stuff that I don't deal with. And there's still a little bit of a drive there, but I mean, it's gonna go away just because
It's
of
gonna
what
change.
how I deal with it.
It's not going to go away because I still find myself wanting to collect all sorts of stuff. It's just going to change.
Okay, fair enough.
Let's see. How often do you guys see counterfeit slabs in your shops?
In the shops, I haven't seen any. However, I know that they are out there and they're fairly prevalent. I see them on Facebook a lot.
Yeah, we get sometimes one a month, two a month. People bring them in. We see more counterfeit raw stuff like bullion, counterfeit silver eagles, counterfeit maple leaves a lot. We see quite a bit of counterfeit coins, but actually counterfeit slabs, we still catch them because we deal with a lot of genuine slabs all the time. So the counterfeit ones still aren't quite right. They usually stick out like a sore thumb when you've been handling real ones all day.
Well, they're made to fool more novice because the coin's not going to be good, and that's the first thing that sets the dealer off. Is they look at the coin first.
The slabs are actually better than the coins as far as passing is authentic usually.
Yeah. And for Richard Klontz, he says, Mike, you said you got 17, but you said you missed more. You know what? That was what Barry told me. I don't remember the score I got.
Richard's on Team Matt, I think. Thanks, Richard.
I think he is, and that's fine. You need people on Team Matt.
I don't care who wins. It was just fun.
It was fun. One for Matt Dinger. 60 seconds on 40% Ike dollars. Go.
I kind of like 40% Ike dollars. The ones that you get in the brown boxes are pretty cool. I have actually learned some of the varieties to look for on those, and I do check for them. You also do actually see some of those coins that are attractively toned, though most of them are not, in the brown boxes. Now, the blue Ikes are a little less interesting. They tend to get traded pretty much just their silver. And the blue X are the ones in the kind of plasticky blue envelopes that are not proof. Those are the
uncirculated.
The uncirculated coins. We call them
Which
blue
are
X.
way better looking coins.
Sure, but yeah, we call them blue X in the office. And occasionally, if you find a really, really high grade one of those, they're worth messing with. But for us, in general, they're usually just stuff that gets transferred from one countertop to a box and then back out the door because we don't have time to deal with them.
And by really high grade, we don't mean 66.
No, 7 plus, or 8 is the grade that matters on those.
It has to be a monster coin.
I just don't have time to look at them.
They all struck really well.
Yeah, I don't have time to look at them though, so it's one of those
I learned
things.
An interesting story about brown Ikes the other day when I was reading some stuff about when they first came out.
Oh yeah,
that the uncirculated in 1971 was like $6, and the proof was over 10. And so because of that, it was only 40% silver. A lot of people kind of shied away from buying the proof the first year.
And then they're kind of cool as well because the brown Ikes at least have a better date, which is the 73. A little better date on those. That brings a little bit of a premium compared to the other dates. So it's a fun little short set, but not something that I love.
And why do you think it is with the 73, particularly the brown and blue Ikes? Because it's not like the mint set where 73 was the first year or was only available in the mint set.
The blue Ikes aren't any better for 73. Just the browns.
Okay, so why do you think the browns are better?
I've never even bothered to check the mintage to see why they're better. I just know that the dealers are the guys that buy from us are paying a little more, and the gray sheet says they're worth a little more. I'm assuming it's a lower mintage.
I'm assuming a lower mintage as well. My thought on it is that people bought them in 71. And then they bought them in 72, and they were kind of like, and so they didn't buy them in 73, and it knocked the mintage down.
And whatever they use to make those things, and this is your longer than 60 seconds, so I hope you're happy. But whatever they use to make those,
we're off into another lane.
Whatever they made those boxes out of, they made those coins just tone terribly. They get hazy and ugly most of the time, and they're not nice coins to look at.
Imitation velvet.
Whatever it was,
but whatever it was, it made almost every single one of them hazy and just ugly.
Yep,
just bad.
Taffy coins, what's up? I got my coins from Mike the other day. Thank you very much.
I
just got them in today, so I appreciate that very much. And he also asked a question: what is your best tip you could give to any collector, new or experienced? Mike.
Okay, so. It's funny. I was watching. There was a video on YouTube that asked this exact same question, and the answer was given by 3 different YouTubers.
Okay.
And so my answer to this question, best tip I could give any collector, new or experienced. To the new collector, I would definitely say, buy the book before you buy the coin. It is the best piece of advice that I've ever heard. And it speaks volumes in this industry. To an experienced collector, I would say, buy the book. Honestly, in this hobby and even in the business of it, the person who knows the most about what you're dealing with usually wins.
That's right. That's if anybody wants to be a coin dealer, that's also a good first thing to learn is he who knows the most wins. So. Yeah.
We get van collectors that come into the shop and they want to look through our GSA, dollars. I know exactly what they're doing, and if they find something, good on them.
Yeah. Do you have time to do it? I don't have time to do it.
No, it's not worth my time.
Right. But it's worth theirs apparently, and that's fine.
Here's a hint for you: if you can buy Mercury dimes in bulk, buy them because dealers don't have time to look through them. They just don't. You might occasionally find something like an overdate.
Yeah. Yep. Let's see here. In researching new coins, what is the most interesting rabbit hole you've ever gone down, and what did you learn from it? I try not to go down a lot of rabbit holes when it comes to researching things. Now, occasionally I do like to do a little research into the ancient stuff, which, again, I'm still kind of teaching myself how to be proficient in that. I'm like 60% of the way there. I know a good working knowledge of ancients, but some of the stories behind the coins are rather interesting. The Mark Antony Legionary Denarius are interesting coins. Each legion had its little mint that it carried around with it, and they would mint their own coins and have their own legion number stamped on it. That was kind of cool. There's a lot of little rabbit holes you can go down. I try not to go too awful far down rabbit holes though when it comes to stuff.
My personal rabbit hole,
Yeah,
was I got interested in early type, and when I started doing that, I started looking at half cents,
okay.
and the rabbit hole it sucked me into was copper.
Oh, sure.
Copper is an entire rabbit hole to itself. It's like when you start learning about surface condition and strike and things like that, corrosion, because copper really reacts, things like that. So that was quite the rabbit hole, and it was one of those things where I could only go into it so much because there was just too much to learn.
That's right. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Let's see. I guess last but not...
Plastic for the brown eggs have PVC in them or some other chemical.
Yeah.
Don't think so, and here's why. They don't show up with green residue. They show up with haze.
Yeah, it's not green. It's white. It's white, clear haze.
And it's the same exact cases that they used for proof sets during that time. And they're really, although, a lot of the proofs ended up being hazy and foggy, the thought is that it came from them being improperly rinsed at the mint, a process that changed at the end of the 70s.
Yeah.
They started using a different rinse, and that ended up, but they also, during that period, went from making brilliant proof coins to making cameo proof coins as the norm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's probably, let me see, we got anything else? Okay, one last question. Here we go. If you could choose a location for a brand new mint, where would you build it? Where would you build a new mint, Mike?
A new mint?
A new mint.
I want the old mints.
Okay.
I want Monaga. I want Carson City, and I want New Orleans.
All right. I like that.
What do you want? The Topeka mint? Same.
Oh, I love it. It's kind of interesting now that let's wrap that up. I wanted to talk about you guys though for a minute. Mike, did you realize that I set a goal the other day on our Facebook page? Did you see that go by chance?
I did not.
We have 17,122 followers on our Facebook page. Did you know that?
I did not.
I know. I have set a goal for us to get to 20,000 followers. It's just a goal.
Hair pink?
What's that?
Are you going to dye your hair pink?
No.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
I'm not Mike.
Okay.
But I just thought that was interesting. I haven't looked at those numbers in a long time, and it was rather interesting for me to see that. So
that's a lot. And,
hey,
look, thank you to everybody who listens.
For sure.
It just amazes us every day.
Every single day. But anyways, I set that goal. I'll keep you guys updated. And also, the other thing I want to let you know, friends of the Coin Show podcast, if you guys are not in that private group that we have for Friends of the Coin Show, you should probably join it. We are about...
Yeah, participate in the next segment.
We're like this far away from cracking 1,000 friends of the Coin Show. So come on in, hang out with us, enjoy this next segment, which we're about to drop into right now.
You're listening to the Coin Show podcast with Matt Dinger and Mike Nodelman.
Now comes what I think is starting to become a runaway success.
I almost dare say it's everybody's new favorite thing. I guess
it's definitely everybody's new coolest thing.
It is. So let's check your stuff out, guys. I know some of you guys are dying to see this and dying to hear what we have to say. So let's check it out.
Absolutely.
I broke it. You see this? This is why we test things before we start the show, Mike. I totally broke it.
What'd you break?
I broke the screen. It's not, there it is. Okay, cool. I got her fixed. I broke it, but I fixed it.
Okay.
Stretch.
You gonna start from the bottom or the top?
I'm going to start from the very beginning, and we're just going to kind of roll through them and see what everybody's coolest thing is. So, Mark, who I believe is in the chat. Yes, he surely is. Hey there, Mark. Good to see you.
Yep.
He has a new 2020 Bank of Korea proof set and 2020 Bank of Korea mint set. Now, the big picture he posted is hard to see, so I'm going to blow up this next one here. And hopefully all you guys can see most of it. It's kind of hard to do with these. Let me adjust a little bit here.
Well, there is a close-up of the proof set a little bit further down.
That's what I'm blowing up right now.
Okay.
When I broke it, I had it all zoomed just right.
What I like about this segment is that, so this actually prompted one of our other friends of the Coin Show to ask, Mark, hey, can you get me one of these?
I love it.
Yeah, so network, communicate.
Well, and that's my favorite thing about this segment is everybody gets to see what other people like, and you might find somebody that likes stuff, likes the same kind of stuff that you do, and you might make a new friend. So, let's see. Let's take a look. J.R. Preston is next. He showed us not necessarily the coolest thing, but definitely the best deal I ever got on a coin. Common date 1911 $20 St. Gudens. Paid $300 in 2003 when gold was cheap. You gotta love that. That's about what I paid for my first 20. But yeah, that's a nice coin. Heck of a coin, AU58. So it's just about uncirculated.
Absolutely.
Nice looking coin. All right, Mike, you want to rattle off some?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's see what we've got. We have got Kyle Dugan, who is our he's our friend Taffy Coins.
Taffy
has got a sovereign. This is a 5 shilling.
That's not a sovereign.
It's a 1951 5 shilling. This one is silver, I believe.
I believe so as well.
It has the this is St. George slaying the dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And this one has
King George on the other side.
George, the 6th. So he says, this is my 1951 era crown has been graded at proof like 63 by NGC, but they put the wrong label on it, so I have to wait another couple of months probably to get it. The error is on the date on the edge where the star is stamped over the M.
I see that. That's what I was just looking at. Huh. Interesting. I don't know anything about how they... I guess that's very similar to how they do the edge lettering on the coins that we put out now, the dollar coins. So I'm assuming it just kind of got rolled back through a little bit, and bingo bango, you have extra digits.
Private Justin Irvin, ready for the winner. An offset error Polish test note. Now, this may be the creepiest thing ever because it has insects on it.
I'm totally allergic to those too, so...
To bees?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I wish I could read what is on here because it shows several bees. He says it's offset, so let's see. How is it offset?
I'm trying to see it. I'm not necessarily seeing it, but that doesn't mean anything.
Right. Well, I mean, sometimes the context of the pictures are just... And without knowing what something should look like.
I don't know what it's supposed to look like.
So, yeah, I think it might be the 012 in the upper right-hand corner on the front.
012 upper right-hand corner on the front. Let's go back.
On the obverse of the note.
I don't see me in upper left-hand.
No.
Oh, I see what you're talking about. Okay, yeah.
But no, that's just seeing the other one through it. So, no, that's not it.
I have no idea. We'll have to ask Justin.
Whatever. Yeah, we'll ask him.
We'll ask Justin.
Andy Maines, I know this might not be very cool to everyone else in this group, but this coin set is what first inspired me to start collecting coins. I was 10 years old in a small town of about 1,000 people. There was one stoplight and one gas station. One day the gas station started a promotion where when you fill your tank, they gave you one of these coins and you were supposed to try and complete the set. Well, my mom was friends with the guy that owned the gas station, and every time one of the new coins came in, I would ride my bike over and he would give me one.
Oh, that's cool.
So I love the feeling of filling another empty spot on the board. Naturally, that led to my first set of Whitman albums. This is the set that started a lifelong passion of mine, and I think it's pretty cool. I think that's really cool.
That is super cool. That's one of those things where the sentimental value is just amazing compared to the actual value because those coins are cool. We see them a lot, but they're not worth a darn thing. But But
it
I bet
gives me-
you, I bet
gives me a
you
clue
there's
that I
not.
don't get it.
I bet you there's not a price that Andy would sell that set for. Well, I bet you there is, but
Probably not. But it also makes me feel connected to him because
exactly.
I remember, Sunoco was one that gave away those. Shell was another one.
Shell
that
gas
did it.
stations, yeah.
But they did it in the 70s. These were from the 80s, but they did it in the 70s. And I remember my dad doing those things.
Oh yeah.
The Mr. President's coin game. A lot of these, I ended up in the shop coming across these sets, and I'm like, oh, these are cool. And he's like, you can have them.
Let's see here. Tony Tone 10 OBW, which stands for Original Bank Wrapped, if you don't know that term. 1968 S Lincoln cents. So that he says he loves to collect original bank wrap rolls regardless of the year as long as they have the bank name on them. He particularly loves Bank of America rolls. These are BU. He loves them. Well, you know what? That is super cool. This used to be how they came. These are called shotgun rolls. They have a little crimp on one end. They look like a shotgun shell. And a lot of the times they will have the bank name on them. You can see on the one there at the bottom, I think.
That bank name is one of the things that helps you authenticate them.
For sure. For sure. So, yeah, you do see those. We see them pretty often, too. But it usually when you see those kind of rolls, it's a pretty good indicator that they're original rolls. Just because they don't... I haven't seen too many fake ones. Let's see.
Steve Farrell just got back from the framers, all St. Louis Charter banknotes.
As everybody turns their head to the right.
Yeah.
That's cool,
That's
though. I want a
cool.
framed set of notes like that. That's awesome.
Well, that's what I'm saying is, that's kind of a cool set.
Yeah, that's cool.
Find
From his hometown, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool. Mark Shure. This is a silver English penny from the English Civil War. It shows the coat of arms of the English Commonwealth under Oliver Cromwell. Cool. That is cool, and that is exactly what that is. And then over here, he shows us Oliver Cromwell's crown. Or, I'm sorry,
Right.
coat of arms. So that's what you're
Right.
looking at on the coin there.
What you should be looking at. And when you see that, then you really kind of see it. You're
Yep.
like, oh, yeah, that's it.
That is what it is.
Yeah.
Very cool, very cool.
Michael Caudle just bought the end of World War II 75th anniversary silver medal, and he got a nice little surprise, and it was one of the numbered and signed by David R. Ryder.
Yeah, the certificates, I saw that he was doing that. That's super cool.
Yeah. Oh, and the coin is nice, too, he says.
Yeah, let's take a picture. He put a picture of the coin in here as well. Let's see if it pulls it up. And, oh, there it was. Let me get back here. There she blows. Very cool. Very, very cool. I have yet to get one of those. I've bought a lot of those things of the stuff that he's been signing and have yet to get one. So, lucky. It was your lucky day, my friend.
How much do you really think that increases the value?
I mean, it's got to. On some of the very first ones he did, it was insane amounts. It's now that he's doing it, and we know he's doing it. Obviously not as much, but it's definitely a lot. Definitely helps. All right, let's see. Next up, we have Mark Goddard. He says, "My coolest thing so far. It's hard to take your eyes off this coin when it's in your hand." And he's showing us a picture of a 2020p Australia silver dollar, the Great Southern Land opal, first release. So they took pieces of Australian opal and actually made them into the shape of the country of Australia on the coin. And then around the outside, it shows a lot of the native species of Australia. This one is graded Proof 70 Ultra Cameo by NGC. That's pretty cool.
Really a pretty coin.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Simon BR has an ex-Eliasberg Proof 1909 Indian.
And it also has an Eagle Eye sticker, I think.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it
has
does.
an Eagle Eye sticker, but I mean, look, it has Eliasberg's name on it.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that means a little bit more to me than Rick Snow. Not any slight to Rick Snow, but yeah.
Hey, that's the more the merrier on a coin like that.
65 Indian. It's just an absolutely stunning coin.
Looks very nice. Looks like a very, very nice coin with a
And,
great pedigree to boot.
Yeah, the pedigree is worth as much as the coin.
Let's see.
Joe Bohannon just picked up a 3-legged buffalo. Wasn't it too heavy? PCGS AU53 CAC. Do you still have your lowball one, Matt?
I think we do. I just had somebody asking me about one the other day, and I think I showed them that, and they said, "Oh, that's not very nice." Here's a picture of his slab. It also is CAC certified, so that's always good. Looks like a heck of a coin too.
AU53. It's
And don't think your dad joke you just made there didn't register with me. I heard it.
Okay.
I heard your dad joke.
As long as somebody hated it.
I didn't hate it. I just heard it.
The Slab King, Isaiah Hageman. Here I've got a full special mint set, denomination set with strike-through errors.
Huh.
So it includes some very high-grade errors.
Yeah, that's kind of your neighborhood, isn't it? I mean, how have you ever found a strike-through in a special mint set, Mike?
I don't think I've really looked for them.
Well,
I'm always looking at special mint sets for cameos. And so I will tell you that I've started assembling a set of cameo special mint set coins from 65, 6, and 7.
Cool.
Yeah, I just think that'll be cool. I like the cameo contrast on his 67 half on the reverse.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, I can see it.
It looks really nice. So
All right.
that's strikes through. So.
Anthony shows us his wheat cent collection. That's a heck of a lot of wheat cents. I see some green labels in there. I see some light blue labels. I see some newer labels.
PCGS?
It's all PCGS. It looks like if you haven't done this, which I would assume you have, put those suckers in a registry set, my friend. It's always fun to compete on those and see how your set ranks up to some of the nicest sets in the world. Always fun. Next up, we have J.R. Preston.
You walk out of your store.
He says, I don't know if anyone posted this, but I got this off of our very own Matt Dinger. Yes, he sure did. My oldest coin in my collection, and thank you for the coin, Matt. I love it. You are very welcome. This is a Thrace Chernosis Hemidrachum, which is, or Hemidram, I always say Drachum, Hemidram, which is a little coin. It's about slightly smaller than a dime. On one side, it has the front of a lion, and on the other side, it has an incuse cross square design. It's very interesting. But these are Greek coins. They're about 2,400 years old now, and they're actually not all that terribly expensive, but they're pretty cool coins, and I really like them. So,
very nice.
Very nice.
Chris Hawthorne, 1797, 1/1 half cent struck over a cut down Talbot, Alum, and Lee.
Holy macaroni!
Yeah, so I mean that's a token that it was struck over. Loads of cool going on this coin. That is very true.
This is one of my favorite varieties of. This is one of my favorite varieties of half cents. This is a 1797 1/1, and there's basically a completely separate one above the first one in the date. And then for that to be struck on the Talbot, Alum, Lee, which you can actually see some of the remnants of it down in the date, and then going around to about the 9 o'clock position, you can see some of the letters. They did this in times when they were having shortages of copper to make, legal tender coins on. They would actually take some of the tokens that were floating around at the time, they would cut them down, and then they would strike half cents on them. So, very, very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, they needed material to make coinage, and why not? The tokens were big enough to do it. Got it done.
They were actually too big. They were so big that they actually had to file them and make them smaller.
Yeah.
So.
My point was plenty of material.
Yes. There was plenty of coins floating around that could have been used for sure.
Jeff Fichtelman, toner of the month. Some of the coins I've been trying to buy are getting bid to stupid high levels. Definitely not chasing things, but I can sense the market is healthy and strong.
And Jeff posted a very, very beautifully toned 1925 Buffalo nickel. It has a PCGS number on it. I'm not sure what it's graded, but it doesn't really matter because the coin's absolutely gorgeous. Got a nice, pretty blue center, and then the yellows and reds and greens out to the rims. Very, very nice coin. Very, very beautifully toned Buffalo nickel. That's the kind of tone that I really like on them as well.
Beautifully toned. nice detail on the buffalo.
Yep. Looks like it struck a ton, which is good.
Yeah, it looks like it was struck really well, but the obverse die was fairly worn.
Yeah, there's a
I
little
don't
bit
know.
of...
I mean, it's like the Indian. He doesn't look like it's mushy. It doesn't look like it's rusted. It just looks like it's soft.
Yeah, you see a little bit of dye flow coming off the top of the B and E of Liberty, so there is some wear to the dye.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty coin. Very, very pretty coin.
Yeah. And the horse is absolutely hammered on.
Yeah. Up next, Julian Olander picked up this beauty. Picked up this little baby raw in El Paso, sent it off and get it slabbed. One of my all-time favorite coins. It came back MS65. This was the coin I was thinking of earlier. This is a 1904 Panama 20 centésimos, right? Yep. And that thing on his neck was what I was thinking. I was looking at a picture of when we were looking at the coin earlier. So
sure. And there's a size comparison underneath that. It shows that it is.
Oh yeah, these little guys are tiny. They're teeny tiny little coins.
This thing's like a 3-cent piece.
Yeah,
like a 3-cent silver.
Yeah, it's about the size of a 3-cent silver. That's a pretty good way to put it. But yeah, they're teeny tiny little coins. But this one looks really, really nice. Very, very nice looking coin.
Yeah, well struck, nicely toned.
Yeah,
beautiful. Dan Ostler.
Don Ostler.
Or Don Ostler, I'm sorry. So he has a Berlin East and West Germany coin.
West German. It's a 3-ounce coin.
From 1989. From the Berlin Wall.
3 ounces of fine silver, it says.
This commemorates when they took down the Berlin Wall in 1989, which was a huge event. I mean, it's getting to the point now where a lot of people, weren't alive or weren't conscious of what was going on when this happened.
Yeah, so, for sure.
Cold War was something that I was ever present when I was growing up. And this is a city that was literally divided in half.
Yeah, I mean,
the stories are they're absolutely sickening.
Right. The downing of the Berlin Wall and the unification of Germany was kind of a big thing in Europe, at least. So, all right. Dave Nelson, lot of 25 BU 1898 Guatemala 143Ls. Love these dumb little coins. They are cool. These little coins are very, very neat. They show 3 mountains. In Guatemala, they're actually probably volcanoes. The middle one is an active volcano with some steam coming off the top, and then the sun above it. Very, very cool little coins. And these look like they're all very, very nice, high-grade examples. So, cool, Dave. Love it.
Ryan Fisher showed us his keychain.
Ryan Fisher.
It's a bit big.
It is a very, very large, probably 3-inch in diameter, 1877 Indian head penny with a key ring on it. So if you ever get mugged, just beat somebody with that thing.
Yes.
And you'll get away.
Across a lake.
Yes. Very, very cool. Hey, can you imagine hearing that thing jingling in your pocket?
That's what I'm saying. I think that's just too big. I don't even know if it'll fit in my pocket. Dobbs shows us his 1798 draped bust dollar. He said he always wanted one of these.
These are cool. I always like these coins too. This one looks really nice. Nice dark coin, which tells you that it hasn't been messed with or cleaned. It's graded VG8 by NGC. I don't see anything not to like about that coin. Looks very, very nice.
Looks very original, very nice. Looks exactly what it should look like.
Right. After over 200 years.
20 years, yeah. That looks exactly
what she should look like. Charlie says, not a coin, but coin related. I picked this to elevate my coin photography game. So let's see.
Is it a light or is it a diffuser?
This is a macro lens. So this is a 100 millimeter f-stop 2.8 macro lens. So you use this with your digital camera, DSLR cameras, which you can switch out the lenses on. And this is a macro lens, which means it's meant for taking pictures close up, which is perfect for taking pictures of coins.
Exactly.
Coin photography is something I really do enjoy. I do it quite often on my own time. I know, as nerdy as that sounds, that's what I do for fun sometimes.
Well, it's not easy to do.
It's hard, and it's fun to try to perfect it.
Yeah.
But yeah, looks like a heck of a lens. I would love to give it a twirl. I don't know what kind of camera you use, and I don't know what brand of camera that one's made for. I can't see it on the box there.
Yeah.
But,
and I want to qualify that by saying, look, taking pictures of coins can be done with a lot, the digital cameras and stuff they have today take really, really good pictures. But we're talking about coin photography.
We're talking like PCGS, like some of those pictures we were looking at earlier, like the Buffalo Nickel, that's really, really the PCGS.
Well, the real trick with them, though, is to properly represent what the coin is.
Yes.
In photo. Because that's where the art is. It's easy to capture certain things. It's easy to make them look one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
But truly giving you a nice feel of what you actually have.
Anybody can take a picture of a coin. It is sometimes very, very challenging to take a picture of a coin and make it look like it does when it's in your hand. And that is the fun part. So, let's move on. Jim Barlow has a Woods Hibernia halfpenny. Cool. Early American colonial piece. It was made in Ireland. Then it circulated around the colonies in a time that we had no money. So these were very, very interesting pieces. Very historical and pieces that you would have found floating around in the colonies.
And still in really good shape.
Yeah. Very, very nice looking coin.
Malcolm McGaw, an 1865 thaler from the tiny principality of Schaumburg-Lippe, issued by Adolf George. Only 7,000 of these were struck.
Well, anything with a mintage of 7,000, especially from 1865, that was meant to be used as coinage, is going to be a scarce coin. So very, very cool. I like that. I love those old German coins. The artistry on some of those things is just absolutely amazing.
How big is this coin? I mean, it's hard to tell from...
So it's a tower. It's about the size of a Morgan silver dollar.
Okay. So that's a pretty substantial coin.
Yeah. I mean, they're good sized coins.
Mark free, doesn't have a lot of disturbance or anything like that going on with it.
Yeah.
That's a nice coin, especially for that age.
I see your boss has been posting pictures.
Yeah. What do we got? Oh yeah, I saw this one. So you were talking earlier about Anthony.
Anthony and his legionary denariuses, or denarii as they call them.
Well, this one's a tetradrachm of Cleopatra and Mark Antony that we sold this week.
Ooh, I'm playing the video.
On one side and Mark Antony on the other side.
And I'm going to blow up these pictures because Cleopatra was supposed to be one of the great beauties of the world.
No.
Not on this particular coin. I think they both kind of have the same face. I don't know about you, but they kind of sort of look like they have the same face on this particular coin. So
I think that Cleopatra may have been a butterface girl.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy macaroni.
Just saying.
Karen posts a 2003 Maine Scarface is what she calls it, quarter. It is a Maine state quarter, and it looks like what is going on here, it could be one of two things. It's hard to say from 100% from the picture. So the first thing it could be is a piece of copper that's actually struck into the coin, basically meaning that there was a little hunk of copper laying on the blank when it was struck, and that got pushed down and kind of fused into the coin. The second option is that this is a defective planchet, or basically that the clad layer, which is the nickel that we see on the outside, might have had a little defect in it where you could see the copper through it before it was struck, and
it laminated when peeled.
Yeah, basically now you can see the copper. So either way, this coin was definitely made like this, and looking at this picture, it does look like it is a defective planchet because you can kind of see as it goes up into the nose there, it's still kind of peeling. But
it's not post-mint damage.
Definitely not. It was definitely 100% made like that.
Process.
Yep.
This is an error coin.
Yep. It was definitely made like that. Jim Barlow, 1801 Drake Bus Large Cent, another cool coin. I talked to Jim for a little bit the other night. Nice guy. He just sent me a little note that said how much he liked the show, and it was a pleasure to talk to him. So thanks, you, Jim. It was very nice of you.
Terry Sewell, I collect railroad stock certificates from my home province of New Brunswick. I recently found this piece. The stocks were sold to raise money to build a line. The line never materialized. So what is extra cool is I recognized the surname and did some genealogical sleuthing. He knows the man's great granddaughter.
Cool. So the neat thing about stock certificates, and I'm not sure if that's the case with this one, I'm not seeing it, but a lot of these stock certificates were actually made by companies like the American Banknote Company, that also produced a lot of the vignettes that you see on a lot of world notes, a lot of obsolete notes. So very, very similar style to stuff you would find on banknotes. So people that collect banknotes sometimes will actually be attracted to stock certificates as well, just simply because they're not that far apart from the construction.
They're very intricate, and the designs are crafted.
They were made the same way. In essence, they were made with the plates and the engravers.
These are collected by the same guys that collect the mint prints that they do every year.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
And that looks like that's the end of your guys' coolest thing. So, wow. Thank you guys so much. That was fun.
That was fun.
The
most epic version that we've ever had.
Dare I say, Mike?
And possibly the most epic episode we've ever had, because, God, this thing's been going on forever.
Dare I say, though, Mike, that is probably my favorite segment. Because we get to hang out with these guys, we get to look at their stuff, we get to see what everybody collects, we see all the people.
On that one.
We see all the people getting together and chatting on the post. It's awesome.
Maybe they need a sponsor.
Maybe.
We'll think about that.
We'll think about taking some sponsorships for their coolest thing.
Yeah, I mean, brought to you by potato salad. Because why not?
Because when you're at a picnic, potato salad.
Yeah, because why not?
Okay, one real question here, real quick from YouTube. It says, "How's planning for episode 200 going?" We haven't started yet. Oh, at least I haven't. Mike might have.
No, actually, I haven't. 175 was the hurdle that I wanted to get past. We made a really big deal out of 100.
Yeah.
200, I don't know that we're going to make as big a deal out of. I think 250 is kind of the number that should. But, I mean, we're going to make a big deal out of 200, don't get me wrong. But, I mean, 250 seems to be like the milestone. That's the...
I think so.
Brought to you by pork rinds.
There you go.
There you go, pork rinds.
All right, buddy. Well, we're going to wrap her up this marathon episode. I can't believe so many people stayed and hung out with us.
This whole thing.
That was awesome. We love you guys.
We do love you guys.
We do.
And we'd like to thank you for listening. We'd like to thank our staff, our guys who write the quizzes, make fun of us, and take care of our Facebook, our Twitter, our Instagram.
Hey, Barry. Barry.
Uh-oh.
I know you're listening, and I know you're watching. I'm going to get you. Just saying.
But most of all, thank you to those of you who listened, because without that, this entire endeavor would be completely pointless. Thank you to all the people that donate to our show on Patreon. That's patreon.com, www.patreon.com/thecoinshow. If you subscribe at a level of $5 or more a month, hey, you get another podcast on off weeks. So, yeah.
A whole nother show.
Completely different show.
There's, 21 episodes of that now?
Yeah.
Holy macaroni.
Yeah, so there's almost 200 episodes. Right?
Oh, those are different. That's just us. The last show, and just to give you guys kind of, if you don't watch those shows, the last show we did was almost like a production meeting where we just got together, talked about some stuff that we were wanting to do, had a little fun, had some laughs, and that was it.
But there was an episode where Matt took revenge on me.
Yeah,
right.
A good one. But those episodes are 45 minutes or an hour long too. So it's just us hanging out and talking about the show and talking about what we want to do. I'm sure that the guys that do watch that show will find out what we're doing on episode 200 before you guys do. So
yes. Absolutely. I guarantee that, because we'll be talking about it. We've got some new things coming up. We've got some very interesting people.
Interviews. Yeah, we got some interviews coming down the pipe. I hope you guys like those.
We're lining some stuff up. So hopefully it's really interesting stuff that you guys will enjoy.
Awesome. All right. Well, for the Coin Show podcast, I'm Matt.
I'm Mike.
We'll talk to you next time on the Coin Show. It's so weird doing it that way.
That was weird.
I know. Bye, everybody.
You've been listening to the Coin Show podcast with Matt Dinger and Mike Nottleman. The boys will be back soon with another informative and entertaining episode. Meanwhile, you can follow the show on social media at The Coin Show on Twitter and Instagram, and on Facebook at facebook.com/The Coin Show. You can also join their private group. Just search Facebook groups for Friends of the Coin Show and request access. But if you want to take it to the next level and support the Coin Show podcast, you can go to www.patreon.com/The Coin Show. If you subscribe at the $5 a month level or higher, you'll have access to Not the Coin Show podcast on the off weeks, as well as other surprises reserved for our patrons. Visit our website at coinshowradio.com or download our podcasts on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, or wherever you download your podcasts. This has been the Coin Show Podcast.